Wonder Woman may be kind, compassionate, and all about love, but she is still a warrior woman first. Wonder Woman, being an Amazonian and demigoddess, has lots of superpowers, but when it comes to fighting, it isn't just her powers or skills as a fighter that she uses. She also comes armed to the teeth with a ton of equipment and weapons. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of the more epic items that Diana has used in battle and on her adventures as we count down the top 10 Wonder Woman weapons. You might be familiar with some of her staples, but can you list every weapon she's ever used? With this list, we're going to find out if you can, or at least we're gonna mostly find out. To be honest, Wonder Woman has likely used more than 10 weapons/items, so if you feel like there is one that we missed or left out, be sure to shout it out loud in the comments. All the weapons! And while you are on your way down there, be sure to smash that subscribe already and ring our bell so you never miss out on all the nerdy notifications. You know I love it when you ring our bell. And stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Invisible Jet. Well, you might think her invisible jet is kind of redundant. Given that Wonder Woman can now fly, it's usually used for more long distance travel and was originally introduced before Wonder Woman was written with the ability of flight. Wonder Woman's jet has actually had a variety of different origins since its first appearance in Sensation Comics issue 1 in 1942, and is one of Wonder Woman's oldest modes of transportation. One of the origins claims that Wonder Woman assembled the pieces of the plane which were lost and scattered throughout Earth. Assembling the plane guaranteed her power over it, allowing her to command and control the plane because she had been the one to assemble it. Another story claims that the plane was originally Pegasus but was turned into a plane by Athena, so that Wonder Woman would have her own mode of transportation during her adventures. Kinda cruel when you think about it, turning a horse into a plane. And on Earth Prime, the story is that Steve Trevor actually modified and fixed up an American plane for Wonder Woman to use, which was then made invisible by Amazonian science. Good old Amazonian science. Number 9. Amulet of Harmonia. The Amulet of Harmonia was gifted to Diana by Harmonia herself, Ares' daughter. The amulet granted Wonder Woman the power to see Ares' weaknesses. Although this amulet has only been used a few times and is only useful in very specific instances, the amulet can still be considered a fairly powerful weapon. After all, Ares is pretty strong and is a tough guy to defeat. Should you need to do so, this amulet could be detrimental in defeating him. Number 8. Gauntlets of Atlas. Not to be confused with Wonder Woman's Bracelets of Submission, which are quite different. The Gauntlets of Atlas have been used by a few different Amazons, not just Wonder Woman. In fact, Wonder Woman usually uses them sparingly. They are known to increase the wearer's strength by a factor of 10. That's right, times your strength by 10, and that's what you'll get with those gauntlets. And because Wonder Woman is already so strong, this is sometimes, well, problematic for her. She has difficulty controlling her strength while wearing the gauntlets, and so usually only reserves their use for really tough opponents, like Doomsday. Number 7. Bracelets of Submission. Speaking of those bracelets, Wonder Woman's Bracelets of Submission were actually made from the remnants of Athena's shield, and are indestructible. Usually you can see Wonder Woman using them to deflect bullets. She often uses them as little sort of mini arm shields, which doesn't sound like it would be super effective, but if you're as speedy as Wonder Woman, that's really all the protection you need. Number 6. Earrings. Sounds silly to say, but it's a thing. While Wonder Woman is not known as someone who usually wears earrings very much now, in the Golden Age she did, and during the Bronze Age of comics when Wonder Woman was depowered. There were a few instances when these earrings were more than just an accessory, and became a magical item that Wonder Woman could squeeze to produce breathable oxygen, or were used as mini grenades. True story. That is one explosive weaponized accessory. Number 5. Golden Eagle Armor. Armor is more a defensive item, it's true, but this armor will be showing up in Wonder Woman 1984, so I feel like it was important to talk about it and explain sort of where it came from and what it means. Wonder Woman's Golden Eagle armor first appeared in the series Kingdom Come. This armor represents a change for Wonder Woman, a shift in her values. When Diana is wearing the armor, it's a sign that she's going to war. Usually Wonder Woman and the Amazons value peace and understanding above all else, and this armor represents instead that Diana believes she is beyond resolving an issue peacefully, and is ready and willing to fight those who oppose her. It's her version of bringing out the big guns, and is therefore kind of like a symbolic weapon, and a powerful one at that. Number 4. Purple Healing Ray. While many think of Themyscira as being a place where it's kind of frozen in time, considering that the Amazonians don't usually arm themselves with guns or anything, they are actually more technologically capable than you'd think. The Amazons built their own healing ray, which can be used as a death ray, though this obviously isn't something they're accustomed to using it for, or really something that they like to think or talk about. The purple healing ray works to amplify its own patient's natural healing process. In other words, it just speeds up and reinforces your own natural healing factor. The purple healing ray has only made a few appearances, but it's definitely a powerful item. And I think it's also cured someone of cancer before, which is pretty crazy. Number 3. Tiara. Many people forget that a lot of Wonder Woman's accessories are actually weapons in their own right. They are as practical as they are beautiful. Her tiara is no exception. Wonder Woman often uses her tiara as a boomerang, similar to Sailor Moon's use of her own tiara. In fact, I've always thought Sailor Moon and Wonder Woman had very similar looking tiaras in general. I wonder if this attack move for Sailor Moon was actually inspired by Diana's ability and her tiara. Due to Wonder Woman's super strength and the razor sharp edge of her tiara, it is a surprisingly effective weapon and has been known to cut through lots of durable substances, including a mind-controlled Superman's skin. It's crazy. Number 2. Power Ring. During the events of Blackest Night, Wonder Woman herself was granted a violet power ring and made a member of the Star Sapphires in order to help the other Lantern Corps defeat Necron, who was wreaking havoc with a ton of Black Lanterns. This power ring granted Wonder Woman additional power similar to those of other Violet Lanterns. She could create constructs, survive in the vacuum of space, and manipulate energy with the power of love. Violet seems like an appropriate color for Wonder Woman, as she is often herself associated with the emotion of love. Number 1. Lasso of Truth. Just because Diana has to use weapons doesn't mean that she needs to use them for violence. The Amazonians are of course known for their aversion to war and fighting, preferring to live and promote peace and harmony. Diana's Lasso of Truth is kind of a reflection of that. It has also been known by the name Magic Lasso of Aphrodite, a goddess of course known for love. Wonder Woman's lasso is unbreakable and can therefore hold any opponent that Wonder Woman manages to ensnare it with. It's even been shown to be strong enough to successfully restrain Superman. The lasso also compels those it touches to speak only the truth and to see only the truth. So not only can it be used as an important investigative tool, but it can also free one's mind from powerful illusions or manipulation. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. What is your favorite Wonder Woman weapon or tool? Which do you think deserves more respect? Is there a weapon you'd love to see Wonder Woman use that she has yet to be equipped with? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, The Origin of Punchline. Kay Collier comments, Harley will never be having that drink with Punchline as Alexis, as she's not someone that's been twisted by the Joker, she's twisted in her own right. Now, while I think that you are right about her being twisted pre-Joker, I would like to see Punchline and Harley have a margarita together. I don't think that it's necessarily trauma from the Joker that Harley wants to discuss with Punchline, but more just Alexis's trauma in general. Her trauma in her own right, as you might say. While Alexis is definitely not the victim Harley is, there's no denying that something must have happened to help shape her into who she is today. Even if it is that she is just a sociopath. I think Harley just enjoys talking out people's issues. It's, you know, it's the therapist in her. Latin Infatuation writes, I like Punchline, but her creator, Jorge, OMG, the hottest nerd ever. I agree with you. Jorge is one good looking artist. Kinda makes me want to do a hottest comic book writers and artists list. I feel like there's actually some really attractive people in the nerd and comic book creation community, to be honest, and us nerds, we don't get enough love for, you know, how gorgeous we all are on the inside and the outside. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and feels shouted out in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you to stay nerdy, YouTube. She has difficulty controlling her strength while wearing the gauntlets, and so usually only reserves. The purple healing ray works to amplify its own. The purple healing ray works to amplify. Just because Diana has to use weapons doesn't mean she needs to preach them. To preach them? To use them for violence? That's a very strange sentence.